Hi everyone, welcome to the Great English Podcast, the show where we break down English words and phrases to help you understand and use them easily. I am your host, Sonia.
And I'm Andrew. In this episode, we'll explain 5 words or phrases, give you examples, and help you practice your English skills. Whether you're a beginner or looking to improve your English, you're in the right place. Before we start, we request that you listen till the end. Let's get started.
Okay, what are the words today, Andrew?
The first word today is massive. Then we will continue with to emphasize, primarily, to blunder, and finally, it's a breeze.
Let's start with the first word. Andrew.
The first word is massive.
Massive.
Massive is an adjective that means very large in size, amount, or extent. When you say massive, you're talking about something immense or enormous.
That's right, Andrew. Let me give an example sentence. The mountain is massive and towers above the landscape. This means that the mountain is extremely large and imposing.
Here's another one. He has a massive collection of stamps. This means that he has a very large number of stamps. It's important to note that massive is usually used before a noun, like massive mountain or massive collection.
Now, let's have a sample dialogue using the word massive.
How was your visit to the national park, Emma?
It was incredible. The forest is massive, extending for miles and miles.
Wow, the massive expanse must have been a sight to see.
Absolutely. It made me feel so small in comparison.
I can imagine. Experiencing such a massive natural wonder must be awe-inspiring.
Definitely. And it's not just natural landscapes. You can use massive to describe anything large, like a massive building or a massive concert. It really emphasizes the size and impact of what you're describing.
That's a great point, Sonia. Massive is such a powerful word because it conveys not just size, but also the feeling of being overwhelmed by the largeness of something.
Exactly. So remember, massive means very large in size, amount, or extent. It's used to emphasize the immensity of something.
Yes, Sonia. Let's move on to our next word, to emphasize.
To emphasize. To emphasize means to give special importance or attention to something in speaking or writing.
For example, teachers emphasize the importance of studying regularly. This means that teachers stress how important it is to study regularly.
Another example is, she emphasized her main points during the presentation. It means she highlighted her main points to make them clear.
We often use emphasize with nouns or pronouns to show what's important, like emphasize the importance or emphasize her points.
Now, let's have a sample dialogue using the word emphasize. Do you want to join the study group with me?
I'm not sure. I have a lot on my plate.
I really emphasize how beneficial it is. It's great for understanding difficult topics better.
Well, if you're emphasizing it, I might just join.
Excellent. You'll see the benefits. Now, let's talk a bit about the word emphasize. Why do you think people emphasize certain things, Sonia?
I think people emphasize certain things because they believe those points are very important and want to make sure others understand their significance. For instance, a parent might emphasize the importance of good manners to their children because they want them to behave well.
Exactly. And it's not just about speaking. Writers emphasize key points in their work to make sure readers understand the main ideas. It's a strong way to show what's important to you.
And it's useful in many situations. Whether you're giving a presentation, writing an essay, or just having a conversation, knowing how to emphasize the right points can make your communication much clearer and more effective.
That's a great observation. Emphasizing the right points can make a big difference in how your message is received. Okay, let's move on to our next phrase, primarily.
Primarily. Primarily means, for the most part, mainly. We use it to indicate the main reason or purpose of something.
For example, this course is primarily for beginners. It means that this course is mainly for beginners.
Another example, she writes primarily about environmental issues. This means she mainly focuses on environmental issues in her writing.
Primarily, it helps us focus on what is most important, or the main aspect of something. Now, let's have a sample dialogue using the word primarily.
How did you like the new documentary?
It was informative. It primarily focused on climate change and its impacts.
Really? What did you find most interesting?
The part about renewable energy solutions was primarily the highlight for me.
Sounds enlightening. Using primarily helps us indicate the main focus or reason for something.
Yes, it's a clear way to show what's most important. For example, when you're planning your day, you might say, I'll be working primarily on my project, which means that's your main focus for the day.
Absolutely. And in a broader context, a company might state, we are primarily dedicated to providing excellent customer service, which shows their main priority.
That's right. It's all about highlighting the main purpose or focus of an activity or effort. Okay, let's move on to our next phrase, to blunder.
To blunder. To blunder means to make a careless or stupid mistake.
For example, he blundered by forgetting the meeting time. This means he made a mistake by forgetting when the meeting was.
Another example, she blundered in her speech but quickly recovered. It means she made a mistake while speaking but continued smoothly.
Now, let's have a sample dialogue using the word blunder.
Are you okay? You seemed upset earlier.
Yes, I'm fine. I just blundered by sending the wrong email to a client.
Oh no, that happens. Just explain the mistake, and it'll be fine.
True. A blunder can mean making a mistake, but it's all about how you correct it. Mistakes happen to everyone, and learning from them is what's important.
Exactly. Blundering is a part of life, and everyone makes mistakes. The key is to learn from them and not repeat them. It's also important to handle blunders with grace and to make amends if your mistake affects someone else.
And it's not just about big mistakes. Small blunders, like forgetting a friend's birthday or misplacing your keys, are common and can usually be easily fixed with a little effort and a sincere apology.
Right. It's all about taking responsibility and doing your best to set things right. Now, for our final phrase, it's a breeze.
It's a breeze. This idiom means something is very easy to do.
For example, don't worry about the homework. It's a breeze. It means the homework is very easy.
Another example, fixing this bike is a breeze for him. It means fixing the bike is very easy for him.
Now, let's have a sample dialogue using the idiom. It's a breeze.
Can you help me with this software update?
Sure, it's a breeze. Let me show you.
Wow, you made it look so easy.
That's because it is a breeze once you know how.
Using it's a breeze is a fun way to say something is very easy to do. It's a phrase that can encourage someone to try something new, knowing it won't be difficult. Yes, it's a friendly and encouraging phrase. For example, if a friend is nervous about cooking a new recipe, you can reassure them by saying, "Don't worry, it's a breeze."
And it's great for boosting confidence. Knowing that something is a breeze can make the task seem less daunting and more manageable.
Absolutely. It's a positive way to look at challenges. Well, that's all for today's words. Thanks for listening to the Great English Podcast. We hope you enjoyed learning with us today. Don't forget to subscribe to us, share with your friends and family, and comment with your suggestions or any topic that you want us to cover.
Remember to practice and study the new words you learned. We'll be back soon with more simple explanations. See you next time.
Bye for now.